morning.
I want to watch the news.
Are you making headway at least?
This is the news.
Schmack-a-ma-gob, it's time for the only news that matters. And there have been very few guitar gigs as prestigious as landing a spot in Ozzy Osbourne's band, as it seemed like it would instantly make you a rock star and a guitar hero. But in addition to having to navigate through an alleged unpredictable and seemingly inconsiderate behavior of Ozzy and Sharon, you also were going to be compared to the guitar legend that played with the singer before you. During an interview with Tone Talk, Jakey Lee recalled having to win over fans of Randy Rhoads at many gigs early in the stint with the former Black Sabbath vocalist, including on stage and away from the stage. He said there were always people in the front rows with "Randy rules, you suck." Every gig, there'd be somebody with a sign like that. I think maybe the Ultimate Sin Tour, I didn't really see that as much. But the Bark at the Moon Tour, there was still a lot of that. And in the beginning, I didn't know that you're supposed to check into a hotel under an assumed name. So I just checked in with my real name. I used to get phone calls at the hotel. They'd call me and say, "I'm better than you, you suck." One guy was playing Sales of Charon from Uli Roth. He was playing that and I'm like, yeah, that's Uli. Uli, if you want the gig, you can have it because you are awesome. But it's some guy, playing another guitar player's shit, trying to tell me how much better he was than me. So I didn't feel like I was accepted yet. Yeah, that right there, everything in a ball of wax when Jake says, yeah, you're playing Uli, but you're not Uli. That says it all. It's like cover bands. Yeah, you're a cover band, but you're not the band you're covering. But there's so many people like that guy calling Jakey Lee, "Oh, look, I can play Sales of Charon, so therefore I'm better than you." No. The true test, and this is just in my opinion, because I know a lot of you people out there feel this way. You feel like technical is more important. And this is why I think Randy Rhoads is the best guitar player Ozzy had. A lot of people say Jake. Hey, that's your opinion. I'm not saying you're wrong. You're right in your opinion. But here's why Randy is my favorite guitar player and Ozzy. If you listen to songs like Bark at the Moon, for instance, what Jakey Lee is doing at the end, that, man, he's stretching those fingers out, man. I don't think Randy could do that. I think there's a few things that Jakey Lee did technically that I don't think Randy can pull off. I'll be honest with you. I think, to my ears, Jakey Lee technically was, in my opinion, the greatest guitar player even Ozzy ever had. Technically. But in his solo career, why I pick Randy Rhoads? Because even though he's not as technical as Jakey Lee, it's what he wrote. What he did on Over the Mountain, Diary of Madman, You Can't Kill Rock and Roll, Tonight, Revelation, Mother Earth, Mr. Crowley. Everything he did in Ozzy. What he wrote, I thought was the greatest shit on Ozzy solo albums. He's up there with me, and Iommi I feel the same way about. Iommi in the 70s, what he did, and the riffs and stuff, that would be the greatest, I think. And then Randy, very close second. And then Jake. I would put Jake above Zakk Wylde any day. I do like a lot of the solos Jakey Lee does. I think he does some really cool stuff. That's why I put him above Zakk Wylde. But, man, one of the greatest guitar solos in any Ozzy song, in my opinion, is the song No More Tears. That guitar solo is so freaking amazing that I gotta give Zakk some props there, man. And you know what he did on Miracle Man was awesome too. But I'm more of a Jake guy. I love that Waiting for Darkness riffage going on. What he did in Center of Eternity, and Now You See It, Now You Don't. It's Rock and Roll Rebel, especially the song Bark at the Moon. And then there's Killer of Giants, which is awesome. And you know, I love what he does on Shot in the Dark and Secret Loser. Great stuff. Never. I think, yeah, Never. That's a great. The way that song starts, ripping, man. Jake is awesome. And definitely my favorite thing Jake's ever done was the 2 Badlands albums. The first one in Voodoo Highway. I absolutely love the playing on it. Not a big fan of Dusk. I know, Jesus, I don't think anybody out there disliked that album but me. I can't get into Dusk. It doesn't sound like a complete album to me. But man, what he does on those first 2 albums, man, Rumble and Train, Love Don't Mean a Thing Without You, The Last Time. Jeez, man. Jake is incredible. Incredible. And I saw him, I don't know, 8 years ago or so, and he was awesome. It was a train wreck of a show, but his playing was awesome. His singer was off singing. His singer was singing Now You See It, Now You Don't, and they opened with, I think it was Ultimate Sin. They opened with Ultimate Sin, but he sang the lyrics to Now You See It, Now You Don't during the Ultimate Sin. It was a disaster. But Jake ripped, man. Jake played Rumble and Train, a couple of those, what was that? I wasn't really into that Cartel, those 2. The Petunia's a little better. Red Dragon Cartel. You know, the Petunia one was a little better, but overall, I couldn't get into it. And I tried. I listened over and over. But, you know, Jake wants to go out there and tour again. And hopefully he will, because I want to see Jake again. And I was lucky enough to meet him, and he was hilarious. He was so cool. It was an amazing night. You know, and also, there's only 2 times in my life that I went to 2 concerts in one night. And that was back in the 90s. I saw Black Sabbath with Motorhead and Morbid Angel. After that show, me and my friend Carlos hauled ass to this club called Rhoads that used to be up in Lauderdale on Oakland Park Boulevard. And we went there to see Jakey Lee. And this was after Badlands. He had the singer World War III who had a fan under him with his hair blowing in the wind. And Jake riffed. Now fast forward that Red Dragon Cartel, when I saw them, that night I saw Queensryche at the Miami Casino. It was a pre-cruise show. And after Queensryche, we ran to Grand Central and saw Jakey Lee. And that was the only 2 times I went to, oh no, that's not true. Municipal Waste. I one time went to go see, well, no, it wasn't 2 shows. I went to go see Municipal Waste. The venue wasn't having the show, so they moved it to another venue. So yeah, no, there was only 2 times I went to 2 shows in one night, and both times the second show was Jakey Lee. How cool is that? But anyway, yeah, I'm a big fan of Jake, and I know I did a story not too long ago about him, that some of this is repeated, but good. Maybe some of you missed that one, or maybe some of you didn't miss that one and are watching this right now going, hell yeah, keep talking about Jake, even if it is the same crap over and over again. But yeah, man, I love Jake, my second favorite Ozzy guitarist right after Randy Rhoads. And a lot of you out there think he was Ozzy's greatest guitarist. And that's great, you know, that you think that. I think that Randy wrote better music. There was just something about his compositions that I put Randy Rhoads just about above everybody. Really. I mean, my two favorite guitarists are Eddie Van Halen and Randy Rhoads. And Randy Rhoads was more of a composition player. And, you know, Eddie was too, but Eddie ripped more than Randy. I mean, he can rip harder than Randy. Technically, I think Eddie was better than Randy. Pretty much the best. But, you know, whatever. That's my opinion. What's your opinion? Leave it in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching The Only News That Matters. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't and ring that little notification bell. And like the video. That'd be awesome for the YouTube algorithms. So stay frosty. Listen to Black Sabbath and smack 'em a gob.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies.
Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain. For we've received orders for to sail back to Boston. And so never more shall we see you again.